The Severance Season 2 premiere, Hello, Ms. Coble, changes the game for Adam Scott's Mark S. and his fellow innies at Lumen Industries, but John Turturro's Irving appears to be having the roughest time of things after a brief glimpse into his outies world at the end of Severance Season 1. Although the original members of Severance's macro-data refinement department team are reunited via Mark's rebellious efforts, not everyone is quite so relieved to see the inside of the severed floor again. The core Severance cast remains largely unchanged as the Apple TV Plus sci-fi show enters its first season, so Irving isn't the only main character to return after Season 1's dramatic finale. In fact, the innies' efforts to communicate with the outside world have resulted in Irving and his colleagues becoming something approaching minor celebrities when it comes to the severance procedure and the changes to innie rights. However, the success of the macro that uprising isn't quite enough to keep Irving motivated. Irving's "Not Our World Up There" line in Severance Season 2's premiere explained. John Turturro's character has realized he should have been careful what he wished for. John Turturro looking sad as Irving in Severance. In Severance lexicon, up there refers to the outside world. In other words, it means anywhere other than Lumen's Severance floor. It's also an artful way of suggesting that the innies are stuck in a figurative hell. So, when Irving looks lost in thought while discussing his experience of the world outside Lumen, saying it's not our world up there is him saying Lumen is where he and the other innies belong. He's quietly sharing his opinion that although things may look and sound familiar outside, it's a completely different environment, and they're not accustomed to or prepared for it, while Irving seems right on the brink of sharing what it is he saw that caused him to be so disillusioned with their success. He's initially unable to share his experience of the outside world. So, it's not our world up there is the last thing he's able to say before getting up and leaving, as he's overwhelmed with emotion. It must come as a crushing blow to be so dispirited by a mission that was ultimately very successful but also broke his heart. Why Irving initially wanted to leave Lumen in Severance Season 2 before changing his mind. Seeing Bert's outie enjoying married life wounded Irving. Irving fell head over heels in love with Christopher Walken's Bert G in Severance Season 1, but the latter's innie was retired by Lumen when his outie stepped away from the company. So, Irving was always unlikely to ever see Bert again within the walls of their formerly shared workplace, which is why he was so eager to see Bert's outie during his brief foray into the outside world. Sadly, Bert's outie is confirmed to be married outside Lumen, which is what hurt Irving so deeply. What's even more upsetting for Irving is that even if he was somehow able to break free of Lumen while maintaining his innie persona, Bert's outie would have no idea who Irving was. It's this strange and confusing dissonance between identity and emotion that causes Irving to attempt what is essentially a suicide attempt for an innie, leaving Lumen and never coming back. Thankfully, Dylan, Zach Cherry, is there to stop Irving and convince him that there's more to stay at Lumen for, such as the future of their friendship in Severance.